ready to go for a walk? You ready to go for a walk with Papa? Yeah, like go for a walk. All right, so I'm up. It is amazing. I slept like a log. I think I got up, went to the bathroom once or twice, but other than that, man, I was like a log. And it's amazing how you can recover I won't say every time, but almost every time. You're as good as new after a good night's sleep. And I'm excited to go out today. So I got a 2-hour hike with a 35-pound pack. So how I normally do it is I just weigh myself. And oh, by the way, I did put on like 10 pounds since I hit my goal weight yesterday. I got to my 191.8, and today I was 201. It's like amazing how much, when you drink and eat like a pig, how much weight you can put on in one day. It's like amazing. I don't think I must have not poisoned my body as bad as I did other binge days, because I feel pretty good today. So I think it was, you know, I ate pretty good up till noon, and then I just ate crappier as the day went on, but I didn't totally poison myself by eating crappy all day. Anyway, I'm going to show you how I weigh myself. I weigh myself first, and then I put the pack on and weigh it, because the pack's kind of awkward to get a weight on my scale. So that's how I do it. And I'm supposed to have, my coach put down 30 to 35 pounds, and I tend to always lead towards, what's the highest? 35. Okay, with all the heavy shoes and clothes on, I think I was 207 there. So I'm shooting to get to, I'm gonna put my pack on, but that would be 242, right? 35, 242. I almost weighed that much without a pack after the English Channel the last time. I was 237. It's like, man, when you put a pack on, you think you had that much fat on you. It's like, wow. So you can see that weight was 239, and I got like a 4-pound dumbbell here. I guess this is called a dumbbell. You can tell how much I know about weightlifting. But and I'm gonna put that in, so I'll be like a pound over the weight that my coach wanted me, but that's okay. Yeah, I just use weights. I know other people like put water in there, so it's a better distribution of the weight, you know, like more like how a real pack would do, like water bottles. And I don't know, I probably should do that, but I just have like ankle weights and these type of weights, and it might hang a little low, but I get the weight in there. Normally I'd have water in there because of the weight, but because I'm only going 2 hours, I don't need water, and so I just put the dumbbell in there. So anyway, heading out. All right, Furley B, Papa will be back. You good boy. You good boy. Papa will be back. All right, I'm heading up Annadel Mountain. Some of these trails are open now in the lower part of the mountain. I think you can get about 2/3 of the way up, and which is awesome because this is so close to my house and it's so beautiful. And anyway, so good thing I did the pack last week on the flat, to kind of get used to it. It's such a mental game when you first put one of these packs on your back. It's so mental that you know, all of a sudden you feel like, whoa, that 30 pounds is heavy, or whatever it was last week. But I'm at 36 pounds this week, and I don't have all kinds of weird aches and pains because my body is getting used to it. And it's not trying to like make me quit, because it knows I won't, because I didn't last week. So anyway, I'm heading out, 2-hour hike. I'm just like 36 minutes in though. So I got another an hour. I'm going an hour up and then back. Well, not actually up, but probably about 40 minutes up. Yeah, and I'm as usual, I'm still going with the fasting for the first, it's supposed to be the first hour of the first workout, you know, just an hour workout I fast. So I've had you know, my 3.5 glasses of water, and then I do one of those small coffee, 0 calories. 4 hours on fasting walks. That's nothing. I think the trail I'm still on is called Rough Go. This is not the rough part though. I don't think this is where it got its name on this part here. But as I was just going up with it, I was thinking this is really good training for me. Not just going up the hill, and not just going up the mountain, but to work on my footing. Because the guys were, you know, they talked about like every step when you're on Denali, you want firm footing. You don't ever want to take a dicey step, ever. You could bring the whole team down the mountain if you take a dicey step and slip out in the wrong spot. So you always want a firm step every time. You know, every step, every foothold has to be firm. You know, for mountain climbing, for rock climbing, of course, for rock climbing. And so going through Rough Go and making sure I don't kick rocks, I don't trip on rocks, I don't step sideways on rocks, and I think it's really good training for me to get good footing, to practice my footing. You know, I gotta get in there and get firm things either on a rock or in between rocks or whatever. Anyway, I think that part was awesome, and I wasn't even counting on that. I was just trying to go up the hill with the pack. Came up over that ridge, and our lake is over that way. Little gem of a lake called Lake El Sanjo. And check this out, I still don't see fire. I came over that ridge, you know, I heard it got stopped right behind the lake. So I don't know. Like I said, the lake's over this way. Be interesting to see. I got a 4-hour run planned for tomorrow, so I'll be able to tell some more stuff. But anyway, I feel really good today. I don't know. I don't even know why. If I did, I'd bottle it and sell it. But I feel like great. and I felt like absolute crap last night. And today I feel great. I'm like really light on my feet. I'm thinking like, my coach is so smart. I mean, when I trained for these mountain climbs before her, I would just keep going up and down the mountain, up and down. And I would get slower and slower and tireder and tireder. And she's got me fresh as a freaking daisy. I'm like moving up this mountain today. It's like, it's one of those days, man. It's awesome. I shouldn't really, when you're mountain climbing, you shouldn't be looking at your time, but you know, when I hit the climbs, I was 23, 24 minutes a mile, and I averaged, you know, I'm at 3 miles at the turnaround. So, and like I said, 2/3 or 3/4 that was climbing, you know. So anyway, really, really happy with the day today. now I'll get to practice my downhill footing, because that's where 90% of the people fall when they're coming down a mountain. I think you're just really tired. You're so happy you made it to the top. And when you're going down, you're just not as focused. And it's awkward. Downhill is more awkward than uphill. So good to practice rough go on the downhill too. Oh yeah, I don't know if I've told you lately, but I'm really grateful for this mountain. I'm really grateful it's not nearly as bad as my imagination had it. So I'm really, really grateful as I slowly am working my way up the trails on the mountain with workouts. Super grateful for all the first responders, all the firefighters, the Army, I'm not sure, we had like 2 armed forces out here, the Army and the Navy. I don't know if the Navy was out here, but somebody else was out here, and they're all badass, man. Anyway, I'm so freaking happy. This is a decent way up the mountain already, you know. So hour from my house, probably about another 10 minutes to the lake or so, hour hiking from my house. Anyway, just awesome, man. So grateful. You got it, you know, like I try to be really grateful for the things that are great in my life. Like everything's great. So one thing I was kind of thinking about was what my friend told me. Was like what happens if you have okay, so when I was climbing Denali that first year, I was strong, I was lean, I was sinewy. I was like 185, 182 where I'm going this year. And I had no problem going up the climbs until I got really, really sick. I got bronchitis and I was a mess, man. And it was hard to get off that mountain. And coming down the mountain, I fell a bunch of times, you know, and just really, and it screwed with my brain. I didn't realize it, because what my friend said is when you have something like that, so then all of a sudden I have this big fear of heights and steep, icy slopes, and because I fell so much coming down, it took everything I had to get off that mountain, because I was so weak and so sick, and I had to go to the hospital afterwards, and you know, it traumatized me, I think, is what it did. And so, you know the saying, get back on the horse. Get back on the horse. You get bucked off the horse, get back up on the horse. Because what happens is you have a natural thing in your brain that has a fear of heights, a fear of steep slopes, you know, but your logical brain will say, hey, I got this ice axe, I got crampons, you know, I'm tied to everybody on the team, and everybody's going to dive into the snow with their axe if one guy starts to slide. And all these safety things going on. And but what he says happens if you don't take care of that, you know, that fear when you get bucked off the horse and you don't get right back on, then it just keeps working that, you know, that alligator mind or whatever they call your subconscious mind. It keeps working on your front mind, your conscious mind, and it'll get you logically thinking that, because you didn't take care of it, right? You didn't get back on the horse, that horse is super dangerous. You know, every time you look at a horse, you go, oh! I didn't know this rule. So, of course, after I came off Denali, man, I wanted nothing to do with mountain climbing for I think I took 2 or 3 years off after that first, at least 2 years, and I didn't do anything. And then when I started climbing again, I was like, I was like freezing up all over the place, and I was working on Shasta, and I really had a hard time. But so if you get bucked off whatever your horse is, get your butt back on it, because it's way hard to beat if you don't do it right away. I didn't realize this, so I'm still trying to get that fear down lower. Like I'm planning on, you know, that's why I'm going to Aconcagua. That's why I'm going to these things, to keep getting lower. It's a lot lower than what it was. Like the first time I went out there after climbing, I was like petrified, you know. It was like, wow. You like think you're a guy up there with slippery shoes, no ice axe, no team, no crampons. You got slippery shoes and you're going down. Anyway, I was just thinking about that. So
Get back on the horse if you get bucked off, whatever your horse is. Right away, right away.
What I was thinking to myself as I go, you know what? I bet you I could run with this 36-pound pack on. That's how light it feels on me this week. And so, what a difference, you know, a week makes or a day makes, you know? It's just going in with the right mindset. And yeah, maybe physically you're a little stronger and mentally you're a little stronger, but I bet you I could run if I you know, somebody's chasing me with a gun. Of course I could run. So I was chatting with a mountain biker about how great it is that our mountain's open, you know, and I don't know, they said it's 40%, but I believe that the other 60% that's burnt and it isn't as bad as it is in my imagination. You know, there's like, because I talked to one of the rangers and there's, you know, parts that are burnt and parts that aren't burnt, and you know, it's not all just like pitch black. But anyway, so after I got done talking to him, he says, hey, have a good walk. I go, dude, this is hiking. I have a 36-pound pack on my back. This is hiking. I think when you're in a mountain anyway, even without the weight, it's called hiking. Hopefully you saw that. The last mile. So when I get to the last mile to my house is flat. You know, it's anyway, you get on the pavement or on the street and it's flat. And put the hammer down with 36 pounds on my back and did a 1647. And I never took this pack off in the 2 hours, so I never had a real break from the weight. Still laying down the woods, something serious. And you notice these 6 mile total, 1:59:55, you know what that's called? I averaged 19 and change. I averaged 19 minutes and change even going up the mountain. Today's one of those days, the good kind. Oh yeah, and I still haven't had anything to eat yet. I'm still got that fast going I haven't eaten since last night, so I'm gonna get a little something and then I gotta go to yoga. All right, so I'm on my way to yoga. Beginner yoga. Hey, last week when I went to beginner yoga, it was like there were 3 other people in the class, and they were all people I recognized from the other classes. And I guess the instructor recognized them too, because he made all the poses kind of hard. And he said, "Yeah, I know this. That was kind of a hard and beginner yoga, huh?" He goes, "I make my classes to my class. You know, to who's in the class." And I think people just, I guess, I mean, you know, I think they're just trying to get in what works for their schedule so they can get in yoga no matter if it's beginner or what it is. I guess that's why. I mean, for me, I really am a beginner. All right, so I just got out of yoga. I'm like all fired up. I think I've been talking about that pigeon pose that I just haven't been able to get into that thing at all. For those of you who don't know what the pigeon pose is, you probably have to Google it because I probably can't explain it. But I was so bad, I've been so stiff in the hips that I couldn't come close to getting it. And so they were like telling me to, you know, do it on your back, do the pigeon, you know, this back pigeon. It looks like a dead pigeon. I guess you're laying on your back. And today was the first day I got into it. And he said, I was talking to the instructor. He said, "That's a legit pigeon pose." And he said, "You must come in with a good mindset." I go, "I did. I felt good today. I was vibrating high. I had my pigeon mind on." Anyway, small victories, but the pigeon pose is big. It's a hip one, and the hip is
key for me moving along quicker in my walk and my run. And anyway, we're getting there. We're legit at the Pigeon. So I hit 191 pounds this week. Like I said, I'm getting into territory I haven't hit in like 4 years. And I thought of something funny when I got to 191, you know. Number one, that guy called me a runner at the Verizon store. He goes, "You must be a runner." And I was like all fired up. And then, because I haven't heard that in 4 years. And then I was thinking about my buddy. So there's a friend of mine at the club. He lost like 30 or 40 pounds, right? And I saw him in the gym, and he had his back to me, right, on the, you know, on the where the weights are and all that, and it was crowded, and I yelled out, "Hey, Skinny!" And he turned around. I go, "Dude, you're answering to Skinny." So if anybody sees me out there and they want to yell, "Hey, Skinny!" I'll probably turn around now. So I'm heading up for my third workout of the day, getting my weightlifting in, and tomorrow I got a 4-hour run. I was already thinking about it because I keep getting sucked in. I do that first workout without, you know, I want to do that first hour without eating, or I end up doing the whole dang first workout without eating. I mean, I've done 3 hour, I think I've gone 3, I don't know if I've gone more than that, without having any fuel. And even if I can finish the workout, it still seems to take a toll on me the rest of the day, energy wise, when I, you know, push that hard with no food in me. So, and but I have my I have my mind made up. I'm doing that first workout without eating. I'm like, yeah, anyway, even if I say, "Oh, well, when I go past an hour, I'll eat," I still don't do it. So I'm going to, unless I bonk real bad, then I do it. But, so I came with my idea. I'm going to do my little 2 mile, you know, power walk in the morning, first thing, and then eat. And eat, drop Furley off, and then go for my 4-hour run. But I'm going to eat a lot and then go for my 4-hour run and be loaded up for that thing so that I'm not bonking out there. I have weird rules, but they seem to be working because I'm getting really skinny. Well, for me, skinny. Hey, another thing I'm trying to do is I keep seeing how I keep watching videos. I'm not reading enough. That's my problem. I keep watching videos on how important it is to read. It's just like super important. It's like the top CEOs read 5 books a month, and the average person reads 1 book a year. And I'm probably below average. I probably don't even read a book a year. And when I made my run in the video business, when I first started, I read every book that was written by a billionaire. And I got all that energy in my head. You know, it's like you keep putting good stuff in your head, it comes out. And I've been doing tons of these videos, but I think I got to add reading back into my repertoire. And so I start reading a little bit, and it's like a muscle. That reading is a muscle. I mean, I read, you know, I'm reading like just maybe 5 minutes, so I start nodding off because it's too much energy. And so the two things, what I'm going to start doing is I want to start reading a half hour a day. So I want my ending regime to be like the last hour. I want to get home, number one, you know, an hour before I'm going to go to sleep, at least an hour before I'm going to go to sleep. And then get in a half hour reading right before, and then a half hour of watching, you know, the motivational videos, the videos on abundance, because I'm working on, you know, getting my money up again, And so I'm want to watch the videos on abundance and then reading before that. So I got to try and get home earlier. That's what I decided. And I'll probably have to start at like the 10 minutes. That's what I've been doing. And I think that's a good place to start, is 10 minutes. But it's a must now. I got to read 10 minutes. And so I got to get home earlier so I'm not falling asleep so bad when I'm reading. Because, you know, it's one thing, even the videos, I got to get home a little bit earlier because I'm like, Yeah, I'm definitely, when I'm getting home after 9 o'clock or 10, you know, or 10:30, I put, you know, I want to watch that same video I do, the Millionaire Mind, 3 times. I try and watch it 3 times in the morning, 3 times at night. It's 10 minutes long. And in the morning, I definitely get my 3 in. And then at night, I'm like, I might be watching one of them and I fall asleep. I'll wake up at like 2 in the morning with my phone on my chest and go, all right, let's try it again tomorrow. Anyway, heading for the gym now, and I'm gonna get that. Anyway, like I said, I'll probably start out at 10 minutes, and then work my way up within a month to reading for a half hour. It's just a muscle. I just gotta work. I gotta get that muscle going again. Super important. Just got done with my 3rd workout of the day. It's relatively early, so I'm hoping that I can get home in time, you know, go get Furley B from my sister's house. And I'm hoping I have time to do a little reading like I was talking about and do my 30 minutes of YouTube programming into my head. Anyway, hey, it was funny. So I'm in there tonight, and remember I told you all the young guys were in there last Saturday night? I was like, man, I was always just, you know, I was always like out on a date or getting drunk or something in my early 20s. And the guys, I said, they're so dedicated. They're dedicated to their training, and they weren't there tonight, man. They were out on a date or they were getting drunk. Hey, I just want to let you guys know I did not do any leg work tonight. I don't want to take any more out of my legs in that 2-hour hike with the 36-pound pack I already took out of it. Since I got a 4-hour walk run tomorrow, I want to keep my legs as fresh as possible for that. Good boy, you good boy. Okay, 1,800 calories. I just put down 2 of those two tofu dogs. I could have went with 1,700, and I did a couple tofu dogs. I don't know, just to be, because I got that big workout tomorrow, and so I want to make sure I'm ready for that 4-hour. I want to make sure I'm ready for that 4-hour run. So, and yeah, and I'm going to get some yoga in, and I'm going to get another half-hour walk in. So, but 1,800 calories, there goes another week. Woohoo! Working on the chain gang. The power of the chain. All right, everyone. Good night. I feel really good tonight, though. I think I'm gonna have some solid workouts.